Hey guys, welcome to Trail and Kale. I'm Helen, and in this video I'm reviewing the New Balance FuelCell Rebel version 4. That's these guys right here. Now I think you'll agree these are some damn good looking shoes, but what are they for? What kind of runner are they for? What do I like about them? What could be improved for the next version? All that's to come in this review, coming right up. Let's go over the key features of the New Balance FuelCell Rebel version 4. What kind of runner are they for? What kind of running are they for? These are tempo running shoes. These are running shoes that are designed to be slightly cushioned, but most of all lightweight and for fast running. So whether that's for your speed work or your tempo runs, so those kind of intensive 5 or 10k efforts where you're really kind of pushing your boundaries a bit, these shoes are designed for that. That being said, you can wear these shoes to run a half marathon. In fact, if you're light on your feet and you don't mind not having too much cushioning, they're great for running marathons as well. So really versatile, do-it-all shoes. They cost $140, which is pretty reasonably priced for shoes of this weight. So my pair, which is a US women's 7.5, weighs 6.1 ounces, which is really light when you consider a lot of other of the slightly more cushioned road running shoes out there in my size weigh around 7 or more, between 7 and 8 ounces. In terms of how they fit, well, these shoes fit true to size. So if you know what size you are normally in your pair of running shoes or regular trainers, stick with your usual size and you should be happy with that. Other things to know about the FuelCell Rebel version 4. These have a 6mm drop from heel to toe, which is my personal preference. I like running shoes that tend to sit between the 6mm and 4mm drop for road running. Let's take a closer look at some of those key features of the shoes. Starting with the upper then, we have this thin mesh, which is designed to be highly breathable, making these shoes well designed for summer runs where you need maximum breathability. As you can see, the dark colour there is actually my socks inside there. And this mesh wraps all the way around the heel of the shoe. In the heel area, you've got some padding, so it's not obviously kind of got the level of breathability you do in the toe box area, which is pretty typical for running shoe design. Sticking with the top of the shoe, the laces are pretty straightforward. No issues getting them done up or having them staying done up, which is really important. As you can see, I've actually just got them in a single knot here. In some running shoes, I tend to do a double knot just because I kind of know that more often than not, the laces will tend to work their way and done. But this hasn't happened on this tempo run in these shoes today or in previous runs. So very happy with the lacing system here. Quick look at the outsole on the FuelCell Rebel version 4. As you can see, we've got rubber on around 50% of the base of the shoe. There isn't rubber in the areas where you tend not to land. There's more in the front of the shoe. It's picked up a tiny little stone there, but not as bad as some other trainers with bigger gaps between the tread here. Also, something we're seeing a lot on running shoes, especially road running shoes lately, is this little kicker at the heel. You can see it extends back beyond kind of where the heel of my foot sits. So that's kind of interesting. That kind of helps with stability as you run, and it's very similar to what we're seeing on some other New Balance running shoes, such as the Super Shoe, the New Balance Super Comp Elite. Now, Alistair's just reviewed that shoe on Trail and Kale's YouTube channel, so if you haven't watched that one already, go and check it out. It's super interesting. On the face of it, it looks very similar to the Rebel that I'm wearing here today, but it's very different. It's a $250 shoe. Just as a reminder, the shoe I'm reviewing here today, the Rebel, is $140, so that's a huge price difference there. So go and have a look at that review. That's a carbon fiber plated shoe. So obviously kind of that's partly where some of the extra cost is coming from. So I think you'll enjoy that. Also, just taking a step back and having a closer look at the style of these shoes. These are some of the most stylish running shoes I've seen all season so far. They're really good looking and they just scream, put me on. I know when I first opened the box after receiving these shoes, I couldn't wait to get out for a run in them, just simply based on how they look. This colorway is pretty cool. There's also an electric blue and a white version if you like white trainers as well. If you're not familiar with Trail and Kale yet, we're a website that helps you run your best. Whether that's with our running shoe reviews just like this one, running gear reviews, free training plans, or running 101 advice, head over to trailandkale.com to learn more. So let's go over the things that really stand out to me as being great about these shoes. Firstly, you've probably already got the impression I really like the look of them, but it's not all about looks. The fit's really nice as well. So like I said earlier, it's true to size, fits straight out the box, and when you have a pair of shoes that scream put me on, and then you put them on and they feel really great on your feet, even before you've run in them, you kind of know you're going to have a good run. And that's how I felt about these shoes the first time I put them on. So if you're looking for some extra motivation to get out and maybe get back into your speed work work on getting your PR times down, and you need a shoe to do it in that won't break the bank, so you're not looking at spending $200+ on some super shoes, then these shoes are definitely worth a look. Other things I really like about them is they are designed for summer running, so not just in the appearance, but also the breathable mesh upper. So I'm out here running on a pretty hot day here in California, and my feet are not feeling particularly hot or sweaty at all. And I've been putting in some speed work because that's what these shoes are designed for. So that's what I've been testing them on, is some intervals. And yeah, if I sound a bit out of breath, it's because I've been doing intervals. It takes a little while for that heart rate and that breathing rate to come back down again. But you know, I've been having a lot of fun doing speed work in these shoes. Lastly, on things that stand out to me in terms of things I really like about these shoes, I'm being pretty impressed with the outsole. It's been pretty flawless in the running I've done so far, and that's mainly been on paths like the one you can see behind me, as well as some gravel sections as well, just to get from A to B. So really like that about these shoes. If you're enjoying this review, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel to be notified of more reviews just like this one. So I have got a couple of areas of improvement for these shoes, which maybe New Balance will consider in a future iteration. Firstly, like I said at the beginning of this review, this is a really lightweight running shoe, so the materials are reflecting that. And that's got some drawbacks. So if you're really heavy on your shoes, or you kind of want to wear them to death, you might find that these shoes wear out a bit quicker than you'd expect. And I'll show you why. I'll show you a couple of areas where I think that might happen, but obviously these are relatively new shoes, so I haven't had any signs. It's just kind of based on my experience of looking at these shoes and the materials they're made out of. So as you can see close up, the tongue here is made out of a really thin foam, which is surprisingly comfortable underneath the laces. But why I'm mentioning it is because when you're putting the shoe on, you're going to need to hold this out of the way as you put your foot into the shoe to make sure you don't crush it, and make sure it doesn't kind of wrinkle down towards the toe of the shoe as you slip the foot in. And equally, you need to take a little bit of care on the heel. It's quite a thin heel canter, so it is nicely padded. No complaints there on the padding, but if you just stuff your foot in without holding this out the way, you're going to bend this inwards and crush it and could end up compromising the foam there. So just a little bit of care, extra care is needed when you're putting these shoes on and wearing them. Same thing with this upper. I really love how thin and breathable this mesh is, but if it was a really horrible day out there, a lot of rain, mud, I wouldn't be putting these shoes on even if I was doing speed work. I'm not sure how well that mesh is going to stand up to some kind of more rough abuse. I would wear them on a day like today, or in some light rain where you need the breathability and you're not worrying about damaging your shoes. So wrapping up this New Balance FuelCell Rebel version 4 shoe review, are these shoes worth the money? So as a reminder, they cost $140. They're designed for tempo runs, so fast runs where you want to have a super lightweight shoe with some cushioning, but not a max cushioning shoe. And you don't want to break the bank, so you're not going for a super shoe that maybe costs you upwards of $200. These shoes are definitely worth a look if you enjoy those really fast-paced runs of 5 to 10K and even half marathons. You're going to have a lot of fun running in these shoes, and having fun in your running shoes is important. Running can be challenging at times, and we want to enjoy it as much as possible. So I think with a combination of the good looks, some of the really great features I've called out about these shoes, and how much fun you're going to have running in them, especially if you like that relatively low drop of 6 mil, you tend to run on your mid to forefoot, then definitely go and check these shoes out. Well, thanks again for watching this New Balance Rebel review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel and hit that bell to get notified of future videos as we release them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.